Hello, I'm the Data Wizard, and this is a Discord tutorial on how to build a basic Discord server for supporting your Twitch stream, either as an affiliate or a partner. This will guide you through the initial setup and organization of the server from start to finish, and this will still contain tips for those that have already built their Discord server, but may be missing some elements. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe and comment below on how this was helpful, or if you have any questions. Please also follow me on Twitch as the Data Wizard, where you can ask me questions while I stream. I also occasionally do tutorials on Discord through my streams. So to get started, we will click on the plus sign to get ourselves a brand new Discord server. We'll go to create my own for a club or community, and then we'll upload a profile picture that best represents our server. Then I'll name the server to whatever I want to name it to. In this case, I'll name it the Data Wizard, for I'm the Data Wizard. This is for my Twitch streams. So we'll go ahead and hit create. And just like that, we have ourselves a very basic Discord server. And if you don't have a whole lot of preferences, you can start inviting people right now to it using the big blue invite people, generate a server link, and be ready to go. But we're going to clean this up a bit more before doing that step. So nice, now that we have a very basic Discord server in front of us, we can just go ahead and go to the big blue invite people button and start inviting people to our server if we really want to. But what I'll suggest is that let's clean this up a little bit first by adding some categories and adding some channels. So let's go ahead and go to create channel. And let's say we want a channel for pets. We now have a channel for pets. We can write introductions, a channel for introductions. If we want, we can add another channel for rules that we'll use later. And we can even add additional voice channels. I recommend using the voice channel category for this, for gaming, for example. And we're not locked into just whatever the category is. Like we can create in the voice channels category. What I would recommend is creating a voice chat text only channel for those that are going to participate in voice chats but only want to type the responses or not able otherwise to connect. From here, we can even create new categories to even further organize our Discord. And what we're going to do is we're going to create categories here. So we'll create a welcome category that we can then move up to the top by holding down and dragging and dropping right to the top. And here we have a rules channel that would be better fit for the welcome. And then we can also create, using the plus sign, a rules channel for later. For this next step, we also can modify the permissions. We can also modify the permissions of what we just did. So if we go to the edit channel wheel, we can go to permissions. Now, we don't want everyone to be able to just type whatever they want into our rules channel. So we'll scroll down to send messages and hit that X so that way nobody can send messages unless we otherwise authorize them to be able to do so. We'll do the same thing for rules. So we'll scroll down, we'll go to send messages and save changes. You can also do this for entire categories to even save some time. So you can actually go to the category, permissions, and send messages and do the same thing. And as long as the channels are synced to each other, the rules will apply. And you can check this for permissions synced with category welcome. You can also unsync if you want exceptions for later on. You can also edit categories by right-clicking on the category name, edit category, community chats, we'll call it. And just like that, we edited the category and we now have 3 different basic categories that we can choose from. So for this next part, we're going to create some roles. And to help with this, we've introduced 2 other alts to the server, Leon and Boat. Leon's going to be our mod and Boat is just going to be a regular server member. To add roles, we're going to right click on our server. We're going to go to server settings and we're going to go to roles. The first role we're going to create is actually a role for ourselves, the server owner. So that way we appear on the sidebar as such. And then we're going to just call ourselves the Data Wizard, because that's our name. But you can customize it however you want. You can pick whatever color you want. And then we're going to say display members separately from online members. And in this case, we'll allow anyone to mention this role, because it's an important role, because it's whatever we want to call for ourselves. And I'm actually going to clear permissions on this one because it's a purely cosmetic role. As server owner, we actually already have all the permissions on the server. So for security purposes, for anything that's cosmetic, anything that we use to just pretty something up, I'll usually hit the clear permissions right off the bat. So next we're going to create a role for our mods by going to create role. We're going to write mods. And we're going to color it yellow. We can color it whatever you would like. We're going to display roles separately. Allow anyone to mention this role. For permissions, I would be very careful of what you turn on for mods and make sure it matches what you want your mods to do. But some common ones I'll turn on are manage nicknames, kick members, ban members, timeout members. We'll save changes. And then I'll scroll all the way down to manage messages. This allows your mods to delete individual messages and individual threads. I'll turn on manage threads as well. And if you go down here, the ability to mute members, deafen members, and move members. These are the default ones I'll turn on to allow your mods to do very basic moderation things of deleting messages and kicking members out from your Discord if they misbehave. But that's something you'll have to decide for yourselves. There's also other permissions that you can do or not do depending on how you want your mods to handle issues or behavior on your Discord. I almost never turn this on for mods. A lot of Discord server owners will turn this on for mods, but the problem with this is that if this is on, your mods will be able to do pretty much anything on the server they want to, with or without your permission. And if their accounts get hacked, then that could cause a lot of damage to your server. So I highly recommend leaving this off for your mods. But again, your server, your life choices, however you want to handle it. This next step is optional, but we're going to create a cosmetic role for our regular server members called server member. Because we're not very creative, but you can name it to whatever you would like. In this case, we'll display roles members separately, but we will not allow anyone to at this role though. That's important. We're not going to allow everyone to at this role, because that will just cause chaos, because this is just for our general server members. And because it's purely cosmetic, for just regular server members, I'm going to clear permissions because we're actually going to have it default to the everyone permission set. So that way we don't have any conflicts, so that way nothing bad can possibly happen from a crossover in roles. And I'll also create a separate role for bots for later that will tag our bots separately. We'll give it an orange color here. Display members separately, but not allow everyone to at this role. And then same thing for permissions. We'll clear permissions, because it's just a cosmetic role. And now that we have 4 different roles, we can now go to each user that's currently on our server. We'll go ahead and click on my username, go to roles, the Data Wizard, and now I'm at the top of the sidebar. Look at that. That's pretty neat. And then we'll click on Leon or mod. We'll give him the mod role. And then now it shows up on the sidebar as mods. And now we have Boat, who we're just going to give the server member role to. And just like that, we now have categorization for our server members that we can manually apply. And using a bot, you can either automatically apply these roles in certain cases, or you can manually apply them yourselves if you prefer to do that instead yourself. So for this next part, we're going to set up a separate set of moderator channels for our mods. It's easier for mods when things are better organized. So we're going to create a separate category for mods. We're going to create a mods category. We're going to make it private to where only mods and data wizards can see it. And we'll create the category. And then there we go. Then we can create channel, mods only. And if you did it right, it will actually sync up with your channel category, mods. And you'll have the mods and then the data wizard, and then your mods appear in the sidebar here. If you want to create a little voice chat channel for your mods to talk separately, mods VC. Then you have mods VC here showing up on the sidebar. And just like that, you have a nice organized space for your mods where they can easily talk with each other or talk with you without getting mixed up in the channels. And also it's very clear from a permission standpoint. I would always check on the sidebar to make sure that the regular users are not showing up here. If the regular user is showing up here, that means they can see your channel, and that's bad. If that's the case, just make sure that you go to edit category and get rid of any roles you don't want seeing this category, and also add anyone you do want to see it. For the next step, we'll introduce a bot to the server that will allow us to create some reaction roles for our new roles channel that tend to be very popular with Discord users. So to help us out, we're going to bring CarlBot onto the server at carl.gg. CarlBot, there are many bots that can do what CarlBot is, but CarlBot is a really great bot for beginners. You can also do eSeeks, you can also do Dino, you can also do a few other bots, but Carl, one of the easier bots to use for beginners. So we're going to go to carl.gg, we're going to add it to the Data Wizard server, we're going to hit continue, we're going to scroll down and authorize, we're going to click that we're human, and then we're going to get started here. And I recommend this get started screen because it makes things a lot easier for setting up quick reaction roles. We're going to hit next on this. We're just going to leave the same prefixes alone for now. And then we're going to hit none on that for now. Again, we're just going to skip straight to reaction roles. Then here we go. Here's some basic reaction roles. So pronouns are really popular. This allows people to select pronoun flares. It tends to be really popular with Discord users. And then we're going to go ahead and select the roles channel for what channel this message should be posted in. And we have he, him, she, her, they, them, and ask. We're going to create the reaction role. Make sure you hit this big blue button. And then if it works correctly, we should now see in roles a little CarlBot role. Right here, he, him, she, her, they, them, and ask. And I'll go ahead and click on the purple heart for they, them. It should now show up as they, them on here. If for whatever reason the user's having problems with it, you can also go ahead, like we'll right click on Leon and we'll add they, them. So you can also manually add these roles too. You don't need the bot to do these. So for the next part, we're going to set up Twitch integration. To do this, first we make sure that our account is connected to Twitch. We go to connections. It already is connected to Twitch in our case, but we'll just hit the X just to simulate it. So we would just go to the Twitch icon up here. And it's not showing it on the video, but I am logging into Twitch right now. And there we go. It is now showing my personal account connected to Twitch. So what I'll do from here is I will now go to my server settings. I will now go to integrations. And I'll now go to this Twitch icon. And we'll go to manage and enable. And now it will sync anybody in our Twitch subscribers that are on this Discord server and show them on here, in which case we have two different users that are subscribed, myself and my alt account Leon. And then allow sync subscribers to use Twitch custom emoticons on Discord, and then we'll go ahead and OK. And then I'll click on this, and now we have a Twitch subscriber role and a Twitch subscriber tier 3. And Leon now has a Twitch subscriber and Twitch subscriber tier 3 role as well. If you want to edit what these are named, you can go to server settings, you can go to roles, you can scroll down the Twitch subscriber, and you can change them to whatever you want. We can call these data subs for the Data Wizard. We can give them a custom color, blue, and we can also display the Twitch subs separately, and we can move them up above regular server members so that way they show up higher. And after we do all this, just like that, we don't have anybody showing up separately on the sidebar because the mods and the Data Wizard are both higher up. So to briefly preview it, I'll briefly demod poor Leon over here so that way it shows up. There we go. Data subs, Leon. So now Leon's now showing up as a data sub. But notice how, because we have mods higher, if we remod Leon, Leon goes back to just showing as a mod. So that gives an example about how roles can intersect and how your Twitch subscriber roles can be renamed and how they interact with other roles. And as a bonus, we can now use any Twitch icons, emotes, that we have on our Twitch account, just like that. And these are emotes that are available on my Twitch account, and I can now use them on the Discord because I've synced them together. As a cautionary note, if the subscriber has not properly synced their Discord to Twitch, they might not have this feature available to them. So they might need assistance in terms of syncing their Discord to Twitch if they have issues with this, if they complain about it. So be ready to help those users out should they need the extra help. For the next step, we're going to set up community settings. Community settings allow us to introduce some very basic settings and rules to our Discord. We're going to get started. This basically is a good checkbox for different things that need to happen on Discord servers. Just introduce some very basic line security, such as requiring a verified email of all server members to prevent bots that just populate without the emails, and then scan all media content from members. We already have a rules channel, so we'll have it use our currently existing rules channel. For community updates, we already have a mods only channel, so we'll have it populate the mods only channel. If you want to, though, you can have it create ones for you if it's not already done. We're going to hit next. Default notifications messages only, and remove moderation permissions from everyone. This basically prevents other users from being bombarded with constant notifications. This also prevents the everyone permission, regular users, from having the ability to add everyone at here at will and also delete messages or anything that might be left on from default, or from you also modifying permissions as well. This is a good near final step to do, because after you modify the rules, this helps clear out some things you might have actually done that gave moderation permissions to everyone. And then we'll hit agree and understand. Before we go any further, we're going to scroll down and we're going to write in server description Wizards server for Twitch. And we'll hit save changes. This will appear on any external embeds of the server's invite link. So it's a good thing to fill out. Then we're going to scroll back up, set welcome screen, then set up welcome screen. And this is where you'll set up a very basic welcome screen. Here we'll pick some basic channels we want to highlight for new users. Then we'll go to introductions. I'll usually use standard emoticons. I won't use my Twitch emoticons because Twitch emoticons will only appear for Twitch subscribers. So I usually will stay safe with standard emoticons. You can also upload emoticons directly to your Discord server. Those will also be safe for this as well. Please introduce yourself. And then we'll add another one. Then for roles, we'll go ahead and put a little alert bell. Please select roles that relate to you. And we gave our users a basic introduction right here. We'll also type what the server is about. And then we can go to preview and it will show us what it looks like before we hit enable. This looks great. So we'll go ahead and go to enable and then we are ready to go. So we'll go ahead and before we hit escape, we'll go to one last screen and that is membership screening. So we'll go to set up membership screening. This basically requires new users to opt into your roles before they try to join. So that way they can agree to your rules before they move forward with your server. So we're going to write a basic description here. And then we'll go ahead and get started on some basic server rules. If you want, you can also add more rules later by going to the edit icon. You can also use example rules to click them. And you can see different sample rules if you want help writing rules for your server. Then once that's done, we can preview to see what it looks like for new server members. Here we can see the emojis that are available. Though for Twitch subscribers, these will show up. For non-Twitch subscribers, they won't show up. Here we can hit preview to see what it looks like for users coming into the server with the verify your email requirement, with the server rules, and with whatever emojis are available to your server members. If you integrated it with Twitch, keep in mind that any Twitch emotes will only be available to Twitch subscribers, so they might see less emotes for the final screen. Once that's done, you can hit enable. And now any new members that join the server will have to go through that screening thing with one key exception, and that is anyone assigned a role upon joining your server. One thing I'll call out is that if they're a Twitch subscriber, they'll often skip the verification screen, because the verification screen has this mechanism where if you're assigned a role upon joining the server, you skip it. And Twitch subscribers, if they've already integrated their Twitch before joining your server, are automatically assigned a role. So they may not see that verification screen. So if that's important to you, you may want to consider how to best communicate your rules to them. And you can do that through the welcome screen. Make sure you also have your rules posted in your rules. You can also create an announcement channel that will allow a centralized hub for your announcements to other users. That has a little blowhorn to where if users want to follow it on their own server, they can follow it on their own server. When doing this, I usually go to edit channel permissions and make sure that it's red for the everyone permission or for whatever roles are on this server. That's important. Otherwise, regular users can type in your announcement channels. Before launching a server, I usually like to do a final sanity check. I usually like to go through each roles, make sure that they are what I want them to be. In this case, make sure that any channels where you don't want regular users to send messages, that they're X'd out, and so forth from there. In this case, we'll go to our rules and our roles. Make sure that they're X'd out, and I'll go to our mods only channel. Now there's community updates because we hooked up the Discord, and only mods, bots, and me can see those channels. We are ready to go with launching our server in theory. And there you go. There is a very basic how to set up everything in a streamer Discord server. I hope that this was helpful. This was meant to be very basic. I will probably make additional videos from here covering more topics in greater depth. If you have preferences on what topics to cover, please like and subscribe. Please comment below. I'm very happy to take in feedback. Please also consider following me on Twitch. Please also consider subscribing to my Patreon for additional support, and as well as specific streams, specific content delivered to the Twitch audiences and to Patreon as well. Thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely day.